What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and it looks like everything is delayed like crazy. Let me see if I can work on that and fix that for a second. If you just bear with me here. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. This is obviously supposed to go smoother than that, but what are you going to do? All right, let me see if I can fix this quickly. Go here, here. And I apologize for the inconvenience. Let's disable that. Okay, so much better. Everybody can see me talk and do what it's supposed to do. Anyways, welcome to the ModMyMods news update. I appreciate you being here this afternoon. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me, so thanks for joining us. Today, we are going to do a couple other things that I did not exactly plan to do. I guess sometimes I'm better at reacting than I am being proactive. However, that being said, what ended up happening is that we were going to originally take a quick flight from Rochester up to Vermont. We were actually going to try and land near in Lake Champlain with one of the pontoon planes. However, I didn't exactly think about Microsoft and how often they update things. It's almost as bad as Nvidia, you know. They push out a new driver update every 25 freaking minutes. So unfortunately, I have some not great news when it comes to flying today, so it doesn't look like we'll be doing that. However, I figured we could talk about a couple things and, go from there and see where we get to, right? See where we get to. A big shout out to our good friend Neil, who does all of the music in the beginning there. Most of the drum and bass that you've heard the past couple days have been, or the couple streams that we've been here, have been from him. The one that we were just most recently listening to was actually one of his later mixes that he put together in 2020 from May. Let me see if I can set this up correctly, because it seems like there was also a big update with OBS as well, which seems to have thrown a monkey wrench into my plans for this afternoon. Yikes. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? So hopefully you guys are having a much better and proactive Tuesday than I am. Unfortunately, everything seems to be broken and just not working, but what are you going to do? There's that. Okay, cool. Looks like it's working. And if we send it with this one, there. Okay, cool. So again, a big shout out to our good friend Neil, who is the one that does all of the drum and bass stuff that you've been listening to. He makes all sorts of crazy goodness. If you head on over to SoundCloud, DJ Turbo, he's actually from the good old city, New York City, and he's a very, very good friend of ours, very awesome person, and would like it if you gave him a like, a share, a tweet, follow, that type of thing, and we would appreciate it, and I'm sure he would as well. You know how I was talking about monkey wrenches and throwing things not working and stuff like that? Well, I was going along this afternoon, and I was looking at Twitter and seeing what was there, who was there, all that type of stuff. Unfortunately, I came upon this photo from Oris themselves, this is actually Oris in South Africa. But it makes me very jealous, considering that they have the ability to get hardware and nobody else does. So, who knows where this was taken and everything like that, but definitely a very jealous set of eyes on that, that's for sure. And everybody's all complaining in the comments and stuff like that. It's kind of entertaining. However, I thought I would share that with you guys. It's pretty big lineup there. I mean, they might not necessarily be anything crazy, but still, that's probably 40 processors, maybe 50 processors, 60, something like that. So, but whatever. Another thing that I did see while I was on Twitter today was that Shellback, our good friend Travis, over in North Dakota is actually putting together this crazy charity build, another crazy charity build. We were able to help him with a couple different items, obviously running the awesome, creative, insanely great mod water that we make here in Rochester, New York. He's going to be running the UV green, and he's got a whole bunch of aqua computer stuff or alpha cool stuff, as well as stuff from I think he's working with the TRX 40, right? Yeah, that's the TRX 40 in the background there, as well as some Rockcat peripherals and stuff like that. So very, very cool. Make sure you go like, share, and tweet Travis. He's a good friend of ours, has been doing all sorts of crazy good stuff. Builds all these computers for charity, which is something that not a lot of people do. So very, very cool. Hats off to him, and give him a like, share, and tweet, follow, that type of thing, and he would appreciate it, and so would we. Have you ever wanted to cross paths? Maybe take your computing and put it into some form of art. And I'm not talking about building computers here. I'm talking about maybe wearing a computer. And what I mean by that is actually our good friend Amanda over at Circuit Breaker Labs creates all of this custom art, custom designs, custom jewelry pieces from circuit boards. She makes anything and everything. She's done Cities Skylines. She's done different pendants and stuff like that. She did a heart. She did a whole bunch of different things, and she does an incredible job doing this. So if you're interested in actually having a piece of this, you can definitely head on over to circuitbreakerlabs.myshopify.com, and she makes all of these by hand, which is kind of cool. So she actually takes all the circuit boards, scrubs them down, removes all of the chips and stuff like that off of them, and actually puts them together and does an incredible job at it too. She made one that was for one of the local colleges around here, RIT, and it was just really, really neat stuff that she puts together here. If you have a nurse in your family that's also a gamer or something like that, you can imagine a purple one or a blue one or a red one of the caduceus, right? I think is how you say it, caduceus, framed art would definitely be something that would intrigue anyone. I mean, it's just cool stuff to look at in the first place, and then you have, you can customize it, make it whatever color you want to, or if you want to send her a custom image and stuff like that, I'm sure she could figure something out for you as well. But to be perfectly honest with you, I have one of the bottle opener keychains, and I have, where is the other one? It was like, yeah, there it is. The retractable badge holder, which was actually pretty neat. You have, obviously, if you're having to use your card to get in and out of a building all the time, it's definitely handy to have one of these, but it's pretty cool when you have a customized one that obviously has a piece of your computer on it too. I don't know, kind of cool. So if you are interested, Circuit Breaker Labs, you can find her on Facebook and on Instagram, and all sorts of different places as well. Caduceus. Kind of like I would imagine it's a symbol from Greek mythology, I would imagine. I don't know, though. Thanks for correcting me, Blake. I appreciate it. By the way, thanks for being here. Moisetto, thanks for being here as well. And Not Nazi, Captain, appreciate you being here. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. Blake, I sent you a photo of what we were putting together for you. If it's okay with you, I will share it on the stream and the stream only. I won't share it anywhere else, I promise. However, if you don't want to share that, I totally understand that too, and we will keep it to ourselves until it is finished. But we are working on a project with Blake. We have been working on a project with Blake for a long time here. And we've done a bunch of custom things. We've done a bunch of things out of the box that you typically wouldn't do, and it's really starting to come together. So, okay, Blake says go for it. Absolutely. All right, so we are putting together a water-cooled PCI card. And our good friend Christoph over in Massachusetts there was nice enough to help us out in designing this block and getting it created. Our good friend Matt down at Great Lakes CNC was the one that was able to mill out everything for us, and we also had General Plating help us with the plating, the nickel plating, and everything like that. But what this is it's actually a 4-way PCI SSD card, and because obviously your M.2 PCI cards get relatively hot, especially when they're kind of stacked on top of each other. We wanted to make a block that not only looks cool, functions well, but will also keep the M.2s cool while you're doing a lot of transfer and stuff like that. So this is what we ended up putting together. Now, obviously, none of it's not 100% finished yet. I just ordered the O-rings. We need to order the screws for it. And then once the case comes back from powder coat, which should be next week, early next week, we'll be able to reassemble all of this and get this all sent out and squared away. And so, Blake, there is a good update for you. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, we'll also have the water cool shipment, so we can put that graphics card together for you. So that way, that'll be the only thing that has to get done, and then we just actually have fun with it. We get to water cool it. So we are actually working with Blake. We have been working with Blake for a long time, and he's been very understanding and a fantastic customer to work with. And obviously, if it weren't for people like him, we wouldn't be in the business that we are. So, but we'll have some more updates on that. We'll have the case, and I'll show you the powder coat that's coming back. And once we start putting this all together, we'll have quite a bit of fun. Another update that we have for you from the build of Hoth, we literally I'm waiting on one part, and unfortunately with this build, it's always waiting on one part, always waiting on something, right? And unfortunately, what this one is not my fault, and I have nothing that I can't do. It has nothing to do with me, which has been pretty much the whole story throughout this entire build. However, that being said, we have little figurines that are supposed to go inside of the PC there, and they are stuck in the mailbox. What do I mean by stuck? Well, we have this giant mailbox thing in the front of the building where everybody gets their mail, and apparently ours, for some reason, whatever reason, probably because, everything has been delayed, so why not delay it some more? The door will not actually open. You can't unlock it, and well, you can't pick it either. I mean, you could, but it's kind of a real pain in the ass. And to be honest with you, we can't really do anything until we get the post office here. So here we are, waiting yet again. However, what I can share with you is that I did start filling it and prepping the process, or doing the process of prepping it to get the actual water inside of it, and basically get everything squared away and ready for when we do have all of these parts together, that we can actually do it. However, I did want to let's save this quick. I wanted to show you this because I thought this was relatively entertaining, because this is pretty much how every build ends up going. Have you ever gone to put together a crazy water-cooled computer, and then all of a sudden you go to fill it, and it doesn't exactly fill right? Like the way that it should just like pour in the top, and then it comes down and runs through the pump and everything like that. Unfortunately, with custom builds, it almost never happens that way. It's always, you always have to shake it or cock it at some angle or anything like that. So this is what we ended up doing. We put a power supply behind it so it wouldn't tilt back too far. We put a piece of wood in the front there that we screwed to the table there so it would have enough support in the front. And then if you fill that the way that it's supposed to be, that actually will fill through the top of this reservoir, fill up this bottom reservoir, and then go throughout the whole system. So there is where we stand right now. Actually, that is an old picture too, because I've done more work to it since then. So we have a whole bunch of other things that are going inside of this, and this is just a little sneak peek. But I'm hoping maybe by the end of next week we'll have this done, 100% done. And I have turned it on. It does work. I put the NVMEs in a RAID. It's a RAID 10, I think is what I'm at. Yeah, RAID 10. So, and I'm excited to let this thing rip. So, should be fun. I'm excited, and we get to share it with you guys. So maybe I'll wait until next week, and we'll do it then. I don't know. We'll see. So beyond that, that is the build update. That is the SSD water-cooled SSD card that we put together. And again, Blake, there's the update for your PC. I'm just waiting to turn on my PC rating. Sorry, I'm waiting on my turn to do my PC with you guys. Everything you guys do looks amazing. Well, I appreciate the kind words there. That is very nice of you. We have been doing it for a little while, and that makes us not experts, but makes us know a few things, which is fun. You know, it does make it a little bit more entertaining. I will share one other photo here with you. That is actually part of the reservoir that is going inside of the Battle for Hoth. Again, this hasn't actually been weathered or painted, or I mean, it's obviously been airbrushed by our good friend Dave. Which again, a big shout out to him for helping us out with that. But this is actually even more weathered and interesting. Funny how only a week goes by and you've done already so much. Unbelievable. All right, so that being said, Oris, share the wealth. We want some hardware too. Newegg, I was on Newegg, and actually this deal right here, right off the bat, isn't terrible. If you're looking for a 2K monitor that does have 144 hertz, that is a pretty good buy. $279. The sale ends Sunday, so I recommend you get in on one of these if you are looking for a new monitor. If you can actually get new hardware to support this monitor, because, well, yeah, it's hard to find anything. But it is an IPS display. It is 2K. It does have the 144 hertz. It's not just like overclocked or anything like that. It is just a straight up 27-inch 2K monitor. And it's pretty dope. It's not actually curved or anything like that, so it's a nice flat monitor. So if you're interested in that, I would highly recommend picking one up, and it's, you know, $60 off. Not bad. Not bad. Did you guys hear that Be Quiet is expecting? Ha, that was kind of cute. I understood what they were going with here. Now they have the availability, They now have new products that are available, and specifically what they're talking about is the Dark Power 12. And the Dark Power 12 actually comes in a different set of flavors than they're typically used to, especially with the Dark Power stuff, like the Dark Power.
Our Dark Power Pro 12 PSU, which we have released last year, wasn't meant for everybody.
That's right.
All of its luxurious features and 1,200 or 1,500 watts of raw power were reserved for rendering machines or high-end workstations.
Right. So basically they came out with this power supply that was amazing. It has lots of power, tons of power. It is fantastic. However, it was expensive as hell, and not a lot of people were actually just going to be able to buy it. Their response to that was, well, let's make the Dark Power 12 same quality, same amount of oomph, but let's give it a wide range of wattages. Not everybody's going to need that 1,200 watt or 1,500 watt or whatever it is. So they ended up expanding the range from 750 to 850 to 1,000 watt. And they will be available in the next couple weeks, supposedly in March 9th, but I don't necessarily know if I believe that. Maybe. But if you'd like to learn more, hear more about it, you can head on over to Be Quiet's YouTube page. They have all sorts of good stuff, and obviously they're going to go through and talk about all of the differences between the different power supplies and when they come out and that type of stuff. So head on over to their YouTube page and give them a like and a share, and they'll be able to get you most up to date on their new power supply information. So yeah, that's a power supply. I'm interested to see their small ones. That's what I want to see. But you want to see something else, right? I do too. Okay, so let's move it on. Moving on down the line here. Yeah, that's my ugly beard. We don't want that. We're done with that. Okay, cool. So today, this afternoon, This afternoon. I don't know. Whenever I start prepping for the show, which typically is an all-day process mixed in with all sorts of other crap that's going on. I was at the very end of it. I updated everything. I said, okay, cool, great. Well, we should be good to go. I got my stick here. Let me log into Microsoft Flight Simulator and make sure everything's good to go, and we should be fine. You know, everything should be good. All right. Let's just get on the plane. But life said, nah, man, check yourself before you wreck yourself, fool. So it said, hey, by the way, you're missing something here. What you're missing is a 21.9 gig update. Well, shit. So I guess we're not going to play that today. We were going to fly. I was going to take the puddle jumper. Well, not the puddle jumper, but the pontoon plane, take off from Rochester, land in the water, and then go from a couple different places, but we're not going to do that today. So instead, I figured what we would do is we'll talk about City Skylines, because, well, your Captain BIGKevin can also be city planner and chief architect for the newly built Lakeville. That's what I call it. I don't know. You can make it whatever the heck you want to. But mostly what I wanted to share is that our good friend Brony, and actually the customer service connoisseur, it's actually really, really smart when it comes to making things work in places it's not supposed to. What do I mean by that? Well, he has gone out and actually added a couple things into the City Skylines workshop. And one of the things that he ended up adding, which is browse subscribed items. All right, cool. Check it out. So what he ended up doing is creating this crazy looking clover. Pretty much, it's a roundabout, but it is a roundabout on steroids is what it comes down to. And why am I telling you this? Why am I explaining this to you? Well, I have a city, and I'm building the city in City Skylines. Let me digress in saying City Skylines is like Sim City on crack, but you can do a whole lot more. Like, unbelievable amounts. So what we've been doing is been playing, I've been playing the real, like by the book. So you have to actually make money. You have to, keep your citizens happy. You have to, expand the city as your industries become bigger and better and that type of thing. And one of the biggest problems that I end up running into is traffic. Mostly because you start off small as a small little town or whatever it is, 10,000 people at most, maybe 20,000. And what ends up happening is that you build out and start making it all nice, and you think everything's going well, and then you have to expand more, and then you have to expand even more, and then things get really mucky really quick. So I turned this city or this town into a relatively big city. And one of my biggest problems that I have right now, custom asset data, net info missing, broken asset exception. Brony, if you're watching, just so you know, it doesn't look like that the roundabout clover thing worked. I could be wrong. Where would it show up is the other question. Because theoretically, it would show up in one of these options here. But, okay, so the game is paused. Let me zoom out here quite a bit so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. All right. Originally, this little area here, Middletown and Indo Heights East, was the only thing that my town really consisted of. I wanted to make a small farming area up to the north, and then basically, work around that. So I ended up building Middletown. I built Brighton, which is basically like a big suburb type thing. And then you have your Middletown, which is the actual, basically the inner city. And then you have City Center, which is basically, obviously, the center of the city. College Town, which is where we have our universities. And then we have a couple different areas that are kind of based off of where I'm where we live. So as you can see, a lot of the traffic comes off, well, in this game, traffic comes off and on the ramp in the same area, pretty much. So you usually have a parallel path that connects to the outside highways. And that path is typically already laid for you. As you can see, like, you can see this is nice straight. Oh, yeah, well, that's because BIGKevin, pretty much. You know, architect, designer, can't draw a straight line to save my life. So basically what it ends up coming down to is that I have a couple different roads that are coming in and out of the city. I have, you know, railroad coming in and out of the city, but mostly I have a problem right in this intersection here, which, as you can see, there's a metric ass ton of cars right here. Basically, I have a roundabout which feeds the like a straight shot down to College Town. It feeds north up to Farmville, as well as it feeds directly west to go all the way towards the industry areas. As you can see, the darker area here is kind of like your pollution line and where you're spreading pollution. As you can see down here, I have an incineration plant, so there's a little bit of pollution there as well. So another area, a district that I haven't even expanded on yet or done anything yet. So it's just crazy how quickly things can get out of control. So Mr. Envious Mods himself, hey man, how you doing? Thanks for being here on the stream, bud. I know you've been going through some hell, especially with you know, the power outages and everything like that up there. I hope you're doing well and hope you're taking care of yourself, bud. That sucks. That's awful. So the whole reason that I kind of loaded this up and wanted to show you is that, oh, this is my university over here. Yeah, kids go to school over there. Great. As you can see, if you come into the city, you're getting told. Sorry. That's just, you know, city's got to make money somehow, right? It's not as bad as New York City. You know, you don't go across a bridge and then get told, and then go across another bridge and get told. No, it's not bad. But as you can see here, I have a 6-lane toll booth here that ends up splitting off into this 4-leaf clover, which is one of the options that you have for the intersections here. The clover intersection is what we're running right here. The intersection kind of bottlenecks down at the bottom here, and Brony and I were actually talking about it. That's why we were looking into the Steam stuff, the workshop here, mostly because community hub, that roundabout that he's got there would pretty much fix all of the issues that I'm having, which is kind of interesting because I want to use this, but it doesn't want to do it. Alright, let's go, because I know he created it. Yep, workshop submissions. Alright, so there's 2 of them. So this is... Wait, I thought I had both of them then. Huh. Okay, well, let's save it real quick, and we'll back out and see if it actually works. Because what my thought is that if I set up this... If I destroy all of this and set up a different intersection here, you'll actually get a better rating, and you'll actually have more people wanting to come to the city and stuff like that. Right now, my demands are pretty high. I mean, there's a pretty high demand for residential and commercial and stuff like that, which I do have areas to expand on. I actually just built this area up here, which has all sorts of different roads and bridges and highways and all sorts of stuff, which is basically where I've just been kind of dumping, you know, more people. Just add in a little bit here. Boom. That'll decrease some of the the demand here. It won't decrease a lot of the demand, but it'll decrease some of it. There we go. Okay. Now save it. Save. Yes. Alright. Done. Okay, let's go quit to the main menu. Kaylin spent the better part of a week clearing trees in my neighbor's yards, streets, and driveways that sucked, but at least we have power and cell service again. Yeah, man, I can only imagine. I'm glad that I'm actually hearing from you too. You know, that's that's huge. That's huge. Let's see here. Create a new asset. New asset. Okay, they're there. So let's see if we can get it to work now. Because now there's 2 assets, so maybe that's what the issue is. But we will take a look and see what's going on. No, both of the assets. Custom asset, new asset, net info missing. I wonder what that means. Man, it just, like, today just doesn't want to, you know, just work at all. It just, nothing wants to work. Alright, cool. That sounds wonderful. Alright, I guess what we'll do is we'll just expand some of the city and then call it a day, because today has just been a hot Tuesday. Nothing's worked right, and it's honestly just getting freaking annoying. So, alright, the building's emptying. So I finally, like, I'm still trying to figure out how to get the university's expansion to work correctly. If you guys have any idea or have any tips or tricks, please let me know, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. As you can see, I have academic works going on. I have 15 out of 2, and these are just the requirements that you need in order to get to the next reputation level. As you see, we're sitting here and students are slowly coming into the campus, but to be perfectly honest with you, I have all of the policies pretty much enabled. So varsity sports are, advertised, and we support the teams. You get universal education. People come in and talk to you. You get free lunch. The only thing you don't get is free healthcare. But seriously, like, that, yeah. Anyways, we have a football stadium as well as a baseball stadium. We win quite a bit of football, actually, which is pretty cool. And we win quite a bit of baseball as well. However, for some reason, even though we win and we do all sorts of stuff like that, there's only 301 students here. What I thought might be the issue was that, okay, well, maybe it's that they can't actually get to the university. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe it's like a matter of the people that are over here in City Center and Indo living north and south and stuff like that in these different districts, maybe they can't actually get up to the university. So I'm like, all right, well, that's kind of where this whole cluster fudge started. Is that I was having issues with traffic coming in and out of the roundabouts here, and so I'm like, okay, well, why don't we create an area that's over here to the east, northeast, and it'll have a straight shot in, so you can literally get off the highway, come on in, and then you can go straight to the football stadium, if that's what you were looking to do. Or if you're trying to go to the actual, I can't think of it. The university, you can actually use one of the exit or on ramps or off ramps or whatever in order to actually get to the university. Then I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's more like the buses or something can't get out here. Sorry if this is a little confusing. The buses have lines and all sorts of different things. I obviously have all sorts of different bus lines that run the various parts of the city. as you can see, you know, with the different colors and stuff like that. These are all separate bus lines. They all go from different places. But on top of that, I have blimps. So I have this blimp station here, which every single one of my blimps is full to the brim, every single one. And I have like the modifier is up to 244%, meaning that we have more vehicles to use at our disposal. So I'm like, okay, well, that can't be it. Maybe it needs like a train or a metro or something like that. So what did I do? Well, I built a station literally outside of the campus, and then built a line. So you can go from, if you wanted to, you could go from the airport to the university, to the stadium, to Farmville, all the way down to College Town and in City Center. So, like, I'm not really sure why the hell I don't actually have people that want to go to the university. You literally get everything. There's a bar on almost every other corner. And I already built a track and field, an aquatic center, and a basketball arena, but I don't want to turn them on until we have enough people, right? Like, there you go, perfect example. We've just been talking for what, 5 minutes, not even, and it's already gone down about 40 students, 55 students or so. Unbelievable. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe you guys know what the hell is actually going on and why my city's terrible. I don't know. Maybe the city's not terrible, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, so let's throw in some more residential here. Got yourself a nice, public library. Got yourself a nice park right next to it, you know. Let's put up a little bit more commercial. Oh, what do you need? Oh, you're a recycling center. Oopsies. It needs power and it needs, oops, a daisy. I guess I'll run some power to you then, huh? There you go. Temporary solution. All right, emptying finished. Great. So one of the fun things about this game is actually maintaining the city and making sure that everything stays good. You know, you can obviously put policies in for various parts in the city. You can also, you know, change the different ways that the industry responds, or like, for example, this is actually basically an IT server hub. So the only thing that actually is here is buildings that have computers in them, so nobody actually goes there for the most part, which is kind of cool. And this was actually going to be my other industry area, but I don't have enough people, first of all, and I also need a better way to route goods in and out of here. You know, obviously I have like an in, and that goes around the outside here and out, but that also doesn't connect to this side of the highway. So theoretically I need to build like a ramp that goes up and over and then in, and then same for over here as well. But you know, some of the traffic stuff is actually probably the hardest thing to actually conquer. You know, I built this little area, and then I needed a way to have people actually get on and off the highway here if they're actually going to use this highway. To be honest with you, this bridge that was going across here was absolutely horrid, so I just got rid of it and made a ugly swoop around the side of the city. But you know, you got to cross the bridge, so you got to pay. That's just the way that it is. That's just the way that it is. That's just the way it is. All right, so besides that, that is pretty much all that I wanted to show you guys today. I'm very disappointed that this didn't work. Man, there is a lot of damn traffic right there. That is awful. That is just terrible. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to save it and try it again another time. Well, hopefully next week I'll have a little bit better luck. This week wasn't so great. As you can see, the camera didn't work in the beginning. Some of my tabs disappeared while we were actually there. Everything was off of sync, and then, 21 gig update for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So sweet, go me. What, talk about winning today. Really, really winning. No. Sometimes you have good ones, sometimes you have terrible ones. So, but that's it for today, guys. I hope you had a wonderful afternoon. And if you guys do have anything going on, anything you'd like to share during the show, please let me know. I'd be happy to make it happen. And Kaylin, obviously, I hope everything is okay out there, and take care of yourself and everybody that's around the country. I know that we're experiencing quite a bit of crazy weather lately, as well as some other interesting things that are unfolding. So I hope everybody stays safe out there, enjoys the little bit of sunshine that is coming out, and hopefully you guys have a good rest of the week. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll catch up with you soon. See ya.